before the academy, like I had some very, very stressful things happen in my life. It got me in this like terrible mindset. And unfortunately for me, I was eating for comfort, eating for, to reduce stress, whatnot, as a coping mechanism. And it got me up there. The scale got up pretty high. So I started to lose weight when stuff started to come down. But of course, it was basically through starvation techniques, pretty much. Huge calorie deficit. And then I was working out too, doing things at home. I knew you through Facebook and everything, and like through your groups and whatnot. And you being in the health profession, I always trusted what you say, and I knew that I could go to you with any questions. Then you reached out about the academy. I want to say, like, my biggest takeaway just from the very beginning, gosh, maybe week one, week two, when I really started to like put in the work, just you got me thinking completely different because, like I said, I was using basically starvation, a huge calorie deficit, and working out to try to get some of this weight off, which worked. I mean, I had a lot to lose, but I felt awful. My brain, I was just beating myself up constantly. So once we started doing some of the mindset shifts, I can't even describe it other than completely life changing. I mean, I joined a little bit over a year ago, and I just can't even imagine, like, I can't even imagine being who I was back then. Just with the mindset shifts, you taught me to eat. Just, I mean, plain and simply, don't don't starve, don't be hungry all the time. That's not the way to go about it. And I was like, yeah, okay, but I mean, I was literally to the point where I was afraid to eat, and again, feeling terrible because of it. So the regular stuff that I would try, basically starvation. Obviously I was not at peak performance level. Um, felt, just dizzy, tired, grumpy, just gross. I was not my best, putting it mildly. And then again, like you teaching me basically how to eat again, and how to eat that fuels my body, not just, shoving something in because I'm hungry. I feel great. The brain fog has really, cleared. I mean, it's still there, of course. There's other underlying issues, but, close it better, obviously. I've been in the plus sizes for actually after I had my son is when I was in the plus sizes, and he's going to be 20. So I finally last year was able to get out of that section, that closed section. That was a really big deal for me. So I lost around 40 pounds before joining the academy, and I was still losing weight, but I felt terrible. I Again, my mental was not in a good place. I was beating myself up, and also I have done probably like every other woman on the planet, everything you could possibly imagine to lose weight. As soon as I stopped that method, I would gain it all back and usually then some. So, I was working really hard to get that off. Knowing that I was not doing it in the correct way, I wanted to join the academy because I felt almost like on, say, a preschool or kindergarten level because like I didn't know how to eat. I didn't know how to, fuel my family, So not only am I doing this for myself, but I was doing it for them because who wants to be around passive aggressive mommy? Like mommy's not mad at you. She's just starving, you know? So I wanted to know how we could move forward and keep it off because I'm tired of the yo-yo. Like I, I deserve better than that. I never would have said that before, but work on the mindset stuff. I can say that now. So I did lose 40 pounds before joining the academy. I was still losing when I joined. The reason I joined the academy was to make sure that it stayed off because I had yo-yoed so much in the past, and I have lost another 40 since joining the academy for a total of 80, and I've lost over 20 inches as well. That being just since I started the academy. The reason I was so adamant about joining it is because I knew Nikki had the knowledge. I also had the know-how, like to put the plan in place. So I just needed to do the things. And I have put a ton of habit change, a ton of mindset change, physical change, into this. Everything that I have done has stuck. That was my biggest concern when I joined. I wanted to make sure that it would stay. I wanted to make sure that it was sustainable, and it has. I have not, honestly, any of the mindset shifts that I've made or habits that I've broken or made new ones, they've all stuck. I know that the weight is going to stay off this time because, honestly, because of the mindset work. The mindset work is, in my opinion, the most important thing to work on. So since starting the academy, my life has drastically changed. Drastically. I have always been a person who is, for one, I guess we can start with this. I am very introverted. I keep to myself a lot and I try to work through things myself. You know, I don't reach out for help. I don't, whatever. I just don't. That's just, I'm strong. I can do it. Well, that's not actually healthy. One huge shift for me is, you know, realizing when it's time to reach out for help and actually doing so. You've helped me, oh my gosh, with a multitude of problems. I mean, I honestly want to say that more change in the mental, and again, the habits and the whatnot than the physical. But that's not even true because the physical has been out of control as far as the change goes. I think one of my biggest things, like when we started, was I just felt I had more energy. I felt happier. It was just crazy to me, just these simple shifts in food, in thinking, which thinking the mindset stuff, that's not simple shifts. But like I said before about fueling your body, you know, it's just with the correct things. We've had a lot of trial and error, you know, figuring out what works specifically for me. When we found that, when we got that sweet spot, I can't even begin to say like what it's done for everything, all the energy level, attitude. I mean, everything. Sleep has been ridiculous. I've always had trouble sleeping. I mean, always. And now I'm not even exaggerating. I go to bed and I'm out and I sleep the whole night. That was massive, huge shift. In the physical, like I go to a gym now. Never would I have ever imagined that. I just, again, I'm in myself. I can handle it myself, which is one of the things that I was doing before the academy, doing programs at home because I didn't want anybody to see me. I never wanted anybody to, you know, watch me. I had a terrible experience with a previous gym, and now I'm like, you know what? I deserve this. I can go. So that goes into confidence. I've never had that in my entire life. And just knowing that I'm worth this, I'm worth working on this for me. Before I was always like, you know, I'm doing this for my kids. I'm doing this, whatever. You know, when I was doing things the yo-yo way, I realized like I am doing it for them, of course, but I'm doing it for me, dang it. Like I deserve to be happy and healthy and feel great. You have one life. Why would you want to be so freaking miserable all the time? And that in my experience with these multiple programs that I've tried before, you're not happy. You're not a nice, decent person when you're on them. And then just to revert back to everything because you don't work on mindset stuff, the mental shift. If someone's on the fence about joining the academy, the only thing I can say is just do it. Just do it. It's life changing. And I know that sounds cliche, but it's the truth.